Hello my dear students, I hope you people are fine. In this video, let us continue with our chapter, that is the typical configuration of computer system. In our previous video, we have completed with the different types of motherboard and we have started with the components of motherboard. We were discussing about the processor, that is the CPU. So here we will discuss with the general structure of the motherboard. So I'll just show you the schematic diagram of the motherboard. Now these are the various different kinds of components that are being mounted on the motherboard, as like CPU. Memory slots are nothing but the RAM slots. North bridge chipset, south bridge chipset we have. Then we have the slots like AGP slots, PCI slots. Okay, and then south bridge is connected with the BIOS. Then we have SIO chips, that is super input output chips. So this is the schematic diagram. These are the various different components, major components that are being mounted on the motherboard. The same schematic diagram, I'll just show it in where the components are being just replaced. The devices are replaced with these components. Here, this is the north bridge and the south bridge. This is the CPU. CPU is connected with the memory slots. And we have the AGP. That means north bridge here. You can see north bridge is connected with the CPU. It's connected with the memory slots. And the north bridge is connected with the AGP or the PCI Express slots. Here also north bridge is connected with the CPU, RAM slots. If I just show you this memory slots, you may not understand. So the same thing is being just replaced with the devices here, and the north bridge is also connected with AGP, that is the accelerated graphic port, which is responsible for providing the graphics, that is for the 3D environment for the gaming purpose. Okay. Similarly as the previous, the south bridge is connected with the PCI slots, where the PCI slots will provide to help you to connect the video card to your computer system. Okay. And then network card, that is the Ethernet card, that's how you are experiencing the internet in your computer system. Then sound card, that is helping you to play any audio or video videos on your computer system. And the TV tuner card, and the south bridge is also connected to your hard disk. Okay, one more slide I'll be showing, which is you can explain, you can understand it clearly. Here the north bridge, it is connected with the CPU, memory slots, okay, PCI or the AGP slots. And then the south bridge is connected to the PCI, USB, SATA, IDE. Okay, so the north bridge are usually connected with the upper part, it is being placed in the upper portion of the motherboard, and north bridge is usually connected with the higher components, whereas the south bridge is connected with the lower components. Before we start with the north bridge and the south bridge, we will see what is the functionality of this CPU. The primary function of this processor is to execute the instruction given to it and produce the results. Usually this CPU will fetches the data and the instruction from the memory. We have already studied this part in the review block of the diagram. As the user provides the input to the computer system, the data will be stored in the primary memory, and the primary memory will provide those instructions to the CPU for the processing. The movement of the data between, okay, the movement of the data between this primary memory and the CPU will take place by a pathway known as the bus. Okay, and the CPU consists of certain like control unit. It consists of ALU, it will consist of for the processing, and a set of registers it will consist of. Now we will move on to the very important one, that is the chipset. So I'll be discussing here. One of the most important component that we find on our motherboard is the chipset. Most of these motherboards in the earlier days, they were designed with a lot of chips that were scattered over the motherboard for the purpose of a different purpose, like for having the memory controllers or the keyboard controllers. For the different purposes, we had a lot number of chips here. As the technology was progressed, computer engineers decided to reduce the number of chips and to have them in a centralized location. Instead of having the different kinds of chips all over this motherboard for the controlling for the different functions, they reduced these number of chips to do the same job, and they condensed them into the few chips now which are known as the chipsets. These are all these number of chips were being integrated and they were reduced, but they were performing and condensed them into the fewer chips known as the chipset. Now one of the chipset is the north bridge and the other one of the chipset is the south bridge. Now what is this chipset is? A chipset is a smaller set of chip that has been placed in the large amount of chips. It has been made up of the various different kinds of the chips. What is the main functionality of these two chipset? It is to control the data flow between the CPU and the other peripherals like bus slots and the memory. So that's why I have shown this example. Now here these are the two chipset. One was the north bridge and the other was the south bridge. This north bridge or the south bridge, both the responsibility of these two chipsets is to provide the data transfer between the various components like CPU, memory slots, different kinds of AGP, PCI slots. So it is the main responsibility of these two in order to provide the data transfer between the various components. Usually the chipsets comes in the two chips, one is the north bridge and the south bridge. The north bridge is usually located in the upper part of the motherboard and which is very much near to the CPU. And it is directly connected, this north bridge is directly connected to the CPU, memory, PCI or the AGP slots. Whenever the CPU have to communicate with the memory, then the CPU has to pass the information to the north bridge and the north bridge will convey that information to the memory by the bus. So here, whenever the CPU wants to communicate with the PCI or the AGP slots, again it has to pass that information through the bus to the north bridge. Then the north bridge will forward the data to this PCI or the AGP. So therefore this north bridge is acting as the interface among the upper components of the motherboard. You can call this north bridge as it can also be called as the host bridge, where it is used to manage the data communications between the CPU and the motherboard. And this north bridge is actually paired with the one more chipset known as the south bridge. This north bridge is mainly responsible in order to control the high speed components like CPU, RAM and the video card. Why we are referring these as the high speed? See, the north bridge is faster than the south bridge and the north bridge usually handles the high speed components. Why we are calling these as CPU, memory and the PCI AGP as a high speed components? Because they are being extensively used by the computer for the computation purpose. Hence these are being called as the high speed components, whereas the south bridge is handling the low speed components like USB, that is universal serial bus, or wherever you are plugging in your pen drive or the mouse or the keyboard, that is USB. Then the SATA connectors, then the lower components like PCI or IDE. So the south bridge is handling the data transfer between the lower components. Understood? So usually the bus where these north bridge and south bridge are making use of the bus, wherein it ensures the data movement between the back and forth between the components and provides the maximum data transfer speed between the CPU and the RAM. So this north bridge and south bridge, it is making use of a pathway known as the bus in order to transfer the data between them. But this north bridge is making ensure that there should be a maximum speed data transfer between the CPU and this memory, because the higher the data transfer speed, the higher the data transfer to the CPU, the higher the functionality, the higher the speed of your CPU will be there, so that you can have the higher the computer performance. Understood? Now moving on to the south bridge. South bridge is, it is been placed in the bottom part of your motherboard. Okay, and then this south bridge, it is handling the lower components, and south bridge is slower comparatively to the north bridge. The data transfer in the south bridge is quite slow than comparatively to the north bridge, and this south bridge is handling the different kinds of slower components like video card it is handling, hard disk drive it is handling, okay, CD-ROM drive, then USB port or the BIOS, such kinds of slower components this south bridge it is handling. Then here in this case there is no direct connection between the CPU and the lower components. Okay, there is, if at all, if CPU wants to communicate with these lower components, then the CPU has to pass the data information through the bus to the north bridge. North bridge will pass the data to the south bridge. South bridge in turn will pass the data to these lower components. Similarly, whenever it is replying back PCI to the south bridge to the north bridge, and north bridge will hand over the data for the CPU. So the north bridge and both the south bridge is acting as an intermediate between the various components on the motherboard. I hope you are understanding. Then both the north bridge and the south bridge makes the connection to the various parts through the pathway called as the bus, which I have already explained this. And what is this bus? It is simply a kind of a pathway that allows for the data and signals to travel between the components on the motherboard. This motherboard contains the various kinds of bus. I'll show you here. In this you can see this motherboard is consists of various kinds of bus. Like here it is having the front side bus. The data, whenever there is a communication between the north bridge and the CPU, it makes use of the front side bus. And whenever there is exchange of information between the RAM and the north bridge, it is using the memory bus. We have AGP bus, we have ATA bus, we have the PCI bus. So this motherboard is having the different kinds of the bus mounted on it. Depending on, they may vary in the speed and the bandwidth. Just an example, if a bus speed up to 66 megahertz, if the, like for example, this front side bus is having the capacity of 66 megahertz, that means this particular bus can send the data up to 66 million cycles per instruction. 66 instructions per second it can carry the data. The higher the bus speed, the faster the computer can send the data, which will improve your computer performance. And usually the front side bus is the connection between the CPU and the north bridge chipset. Always any motherboard you take, there is a high speed data transfer takes place between the CPU and the RAM, so that in order to improve the CPU performance. So this was all about the chipset. So just in a summary I'll tell this, there are two types of chipset we are having, that is the north bridge and the south bridge. So this north bridge and the south bridge both are responsible for data transfer between the various components on the motherboard. Usually north bridge will handle the higher components like CPU, RAM, AGP or the PCI slots. Why we call them as the higher components? Because they have been extensively used for the computation purpose. Whereas the south bridge is a chipset which will handle the data transfer between the lower components, and the south bridge is quite slower comparatively to the north bridge whenever it is having the data transfer rate. So this is all about the north bridge and the south bridge. Both are acting as an interface between the various components over the motherboard. Moving on to the next topic, that is the BIOS. So before to that, I'll just show you. This is the how the north bridge and the south bridge are being mounted. See, you can see here, this is the north bridge on your motherboard. So this north bridge is connected to the CPU. It is connected to the memory slots here, random access memory, and this north bridge is also connected to the AGP or the PCIe, that is PCI Express slot. Whereas here is the south bridge. The south bridge is connected with the BIOS, that is hard disk drive. It is connected with the PCI. These are the PCI slots. PCIe is express slot, okay. And the south bridge is also connected to the USB connectors, it is connected to the SATA connectors, it is also connected to the input output ports. So whenever the CPU has to communicate with the lower components, the CPU has to pass the data to the north bridge by using the front side bus. I have shown this, right? If it is here, it is using FSB, right? So it will use the front side bus, pass the information to the north bridge. North bridge is connected to the south bridge. South bridge will then pass the data to these lower section. Lower section components, again when it is passing the information to the CPU, again to south bridge to the north, and then it will pass to the CPU. So this is how usually there will be different kinds of chipsets are mounted on the motherboard. Moving on to the next topic, that is the basic input output system. Now this BIOS, basic input output system, it is also a kind of a chip that has been located on the motherboard that contains the instructions and setup for how the system should boot and how it should operate. So this BIOS chip, okay, it will consist of all the instructions to how to start your computer system. Okay, and it also consists of the instructions to maintain the hardware devices like keyboard or the mouse or the speakers. Okay, so this BIOS holds a set of instructions to load the hardware settings required to activate the various devices like keyboards, monitors or the disk drives. Now I just tell you one example. This BIOS usually runs whenever the computer is switched on. Usually BIOS performs the one test known as the power on self test. So this power on self test, or it can also be called as the self check. This when I was explaining about the modem, we had come across, okay, power on self test. So what is this power on self test that the BIOS is providing is, it helps to check and verify whether all the hardware devices are being present and functioning properly. Think that your computer system is connected with the external devices like speakers it is connected to, and then the devices like keyboard and the mouse it is connected to. Whenever you on the computer system, this BIOS chip, it will load the operating system into the memory, as well as it will have one test known as the post test. That post test will send all those instructions to the hardware devices in order to activate them. That means in order to on them. Suppose if your computer system passed the post test, then you will be hearing a beep sound. That means your computer system is being passed that self test, and then your computer system will actually start. For example, in your computer lab, whenever you on the power supply and then when you click the CPU processor, when you click on that, usually it takes some fraction of second, 2 seconds it will take. That time it will be, your computer system will undergo the post test. So this BIOS chip, it will consist of all the hardware instructions, and it will check whether all your hardware devices like your keyboard, mouse, it is working properly or no, and it will send all the instructions to start all those external devices. Once they are passing the those test, you can hear the one beep sound, and then you can see on your monitor Windows. That means operating system is successfully loaded into your computer system. So that operations are all being performed by this basic input output system. It's a kind of a chip on your motherboard. Nowadays most of your newer versions of computer system is coming with a flash BIOS. That is there may be a software upgraded in order to support for the newer devices. So now we are having an external BIOS chip on our motherboard. So our next versions may come with a in case of software upgraded with the usually with the software, once how the operating system is loaded, the same way the software also may get loaded into your memory. Whatever the operations now BIOS is performing, the same thing through that software it may perform with a newer version. But still in our motherboard we have the chips known as, still now we are using the BIOS chip. So this was all about the BIOS and the north and the south bridge chipset. So in our next video, we will discuss with a few more topics. Take care of yourself, students. Thank you.